And here we go. We are here in the grand finals. Oh, un momento, actually. One moment, as we are going to be getting, I'm going to try to quickly set up some predictions in the chat for your lovely people to get your gamba on, papi. Let's go, as we're getting ready for the grand finals. A TVZ, a rematch between these two lovely and beautiful players. Now, as a reminder, there is a 1-point advantage to our Zerg player because they are coming in from the upper bracket finals. So bear that in mind when you do place your bets. To bear that in mind. And here we go. Predictions are open in the chat for the next couple of minutes, so you can decide what you want to do. Oh my god, let's go! As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan. Ooh. Representing himself and going for a proxy 2-racks, it is HonMonO. The cheese is upon us, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Filipino Zerg player going for a hatch gas pool, a very standard opener. It is EnDerr. Oh, here we go. And oh, it's not a 2-racks, sorry, it is a proxy 3-racks. Interesting, and very interesting variation. So this is something that only HonMonO does. It's proxy 3-racks Reaper with 2 SCVs, so a delayed 3rd racks here instead. There's a reason why we don't really see this too often. It's difficult to make the snowball out of control. You have to be very confident in your micro, in your ability to control these Reapers. Bunker is on the way. Reapers have arrived, and EnDerr, how will he react? One drone is barely not going to be going down. Up, it's going to be close. Up. Does force a cancel, and the drone is killed. Lings are on the way. Boys are being pulled. Can we stop this bunker from getting up and running? If we cannot, then this is going to be devastating for EnDerr. The bunker, it will complete. The Reapers get in. HonMonO now has an anchor point for his army. And we have more Reapers in production. This is starting to snowball out of control. This is getting out of hand. The Queen is out. The Lings are getting annihilated. Yeah, and again, oh god. EnDerr, he's having a really hard time building up his forces. He's cut off from his own natural, from his main. And this Queen is going to be hunted down. It should be hunted down. Up! Oof. As Reaper barely makes it into that bunker. And now HonMonO, he can focus his attention on the main. Yeah, without any spine crawlers, without Ling speed, I don't know how EnDerr can deal with this. The final Queen's going to be going down. Only slow Lings remain. Ling speed is going to finish up in 15 seconds, in 10 seconds. But even at that point, I don't think there are enough Lings. I don't think there is enough Zerg here for EnDerr. As HonMonO is just snowballing out of control. We are up to 9 Reapers, soon to be 12. Ah, that's a lot of Reapers, pap. And even though EnDerr started with a 1-0 advantage, it looks like HonMonO is looking to tie up the series. Lings are coming in for a big surround. The boys are being pulled. Yo, we are getting some of these Reapers. But they get into the bunker. They make use of the terrain as well, avoiding the surround. Oof. This is going to be close. We do bust through the bunker. And EnDerr has a comparable worker count. Okay. Oh my god. As he cleans up a couple of those Reapers, and at the end of the day, we have 10 drones against 11 SCVs. EnDerr does have the natural, though. And he's going for a big counterattack. EnDerr's holding. He's doing it. Oh, he doesn't have a lot at home to defend. Doesn't have a lot of drones. He can't afford to lose too much, but he's going for a big counterattack, and HonMonO has nothing to deal with this. EnDerr is pulling this off. Gets another Reaper. Lings do bust in. Yeah, HonMonO, he can only save a couple of SCVs. He has to lift off. EnDerr just has to make his way back home. Come back home, papi. We just have to defend. Oof. As EnDerr's losing a couple more of these workers. Oof. He's down to 6. Down to 5 drones. The Lings, they're racing back home. Can they get home in time? EnDerr down to 3 workers. It's 8 Reapers to 16 Lings. And EnDerr is trying to get us around, but he will not. Yeah, it looks like HonMonO, he's snowballing out of control. GG gets called, and HonMonO takes game number 1, tying up the series 1-1. Let's go. Oh. We are tied up. We're going to game 3. Aye. That was pretty close. It was looking disastrous for EnDerr. I'm very impressed that EnDerr was able to make it as close as it was. Very impressed. Oh. And now we're getting into our next game here. So far, neither player has taken a lead in this series, but HonMonO, he's got a little bit of momentum. He has some momentum. And here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon. We have... Oh, so just... Wait, what? Oh my god. Something is... No, sure. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan taking game number 1 here. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Filipino Zerg player in a tied-up series now. It is EnDerr. I'm just trying to fix something. There we go. My control key just wasn't working for some reason, but there we go. Best of 5. We're tied up 1-1. This time HonMonO has his ranks back at home. Is gonna be going for a much more standard opener instead. Oh, we're calming down, Bobby. We're calming down. As EnDerr likewise is going for a hatch gas pull. A very standard opener from EnDerr, likewise a standard opener from his opponent. EnDerr, he's a little bit paranoid, is going to be going for an Overlord Scout here at the linear third base. Making sure he doesn't get bamboozled again. And he is going to be scouting across the map as well, just confirming the rack expand. And I'm sure EnDerr, he can rest easy now. Oh, it's the standard game, Bobby. Standard game. We're good. We are good to go. And we'll see how this all shapes up here. I imagine HonMonO is going to go into a 3cc into a 3cc 2-on-1, but he could also, of course, go into mech. This isn't the best map for it, but the Reaper does go into the main base, is looking to focus on some of these drones. Barely does avoid this round. Oh! EnDerr, he wants it. He's looking for it. Up! And he will be able to zone this Reaper away. The Queen comes in, but no, gets knocked away. And the Reaper will escape, will survive. Whew. That was close. EnDerr was doing such a great job at zoning the Reaper, zoning it in or boxing it in. But alas, the Reaper was able to just barely escape. Back at home, it is going to be 3cc into a 2-on-1. So HonMonO going to what works best. Going to his tried and true, very economic opener into a bio push. Meanwhile, HonMonO likewise is getting a scout off. I don't blame him. HonMonO, he's been cheesed a lot today. He has been experiencing a lot of all-ins from these Zerg players, so he's just making sure no additional gases or a fast Roach Warren is thrown down. That is how EnDerr won the series. Remember that? He was just hyper-aggressive with roaches. And once again, a very early lair from EnDerr. A 3-minute 50 lair timing. Ay. Gases are being taken. Is this looking to be 2-base Muta? I wonder. Only 2 gases for now. There we go. We're taking a 4th gas. This should be for a fast Spire. I don't know how I feel about this. Rushing into mutas can be good against 1-1-1 openers. EnDerr doesn't quite have all the information he needs. He does see the faster OTC, but he doesn't see the second racks. Against a bio-heavy composition, mutas are not ideal. And bearing in mind as well that when we rush into Spire play, it means that upgrades are going to be delayed. The Ling Bane is going to suffer as a result. And there it is. Spire is thrown down. So we are committing to the Muta play. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he's establishing his 3rd. He's working on his bio army. A lot of Marines and Hellions on the way. As he moves out, EnDerr is going for a counterattack, and he's going to catch some SCVs. Oh. Yeah, he gets 2 SCVs and a mule. 3 SCVs even, not too bad. Gets some economic damage done. Does get eyes on the bio army as well. Roach Warren is cancelled. Okay. So it looks like EnDerr was maybe anticipating mech. But upon seeing all the Marines, does move away from that. Of course, HonMonO did play mech against EnDerr earlier. It did occur. So don't blame EnDerr for having that on his mind. But that also goes to show that he did not know what the kind of opener HonMonO went for, and he was unaware of the 3cc into 2-1-1, into the 2 Raxes. Marines are hitting the field. Mutas are on the way. So mutas can be a good way to shut down the drops of HonMonO. He just has to be very wary of how he maneuvers. Scan into the main, does miss the Spire. HonMonO is getting into mind play. Does see the faster lair done, does see gases. Mutas are coming out. And EnDerr is going to be moving out towards the right-hand side. And meanwhile, the wall is open. The wall is not a wall. EnDerr, he gets into the natural. Engages with the Hellions as well. Has to be careful with those mutas, but a lot of SCV, a lot of workers are going down. A lot of SCVs are falling. Yeah, and EnDerr, he collapses on the army. He has enough to overwhelm. The Widowmines will not be a part of this fight. And he cleans up every single Marine. Oof. Very strong timing here from EnDerr again. If the Widowmines were able to get a couple of shots off, maybe HonMonO could have defended. Yeah, as this timing has just, really caught HonMonO off guard. 20 SCVs go down. And we are camping the production. Can be risky to do so, definitely. Behind this, EnDerr, he's just continuing to just rally Lings across the map, sending them into the natural. GG gets called. GG gets called. And EnDerr takes a lead in this series. Rushing into those mutas really did pay off. Oh, I was really concerned that that they would run into an abundance of Marines and they wouldn't be able to get too much value. But in conjunction with those Lings as well, EnDerr was able to find the perfect fight. Able to catch HonMonO without his bunker to support, without his Widowmines. And with that, EnDerr is 1 game away from becoming this week's Tenacious Turtle Tussle champion. Becoming La Tortuga, papi. The turtle. Here we go. Oh. We are now getting into our next game. HonMonO, he has to fight back here and now to bring it all back. One more loss and it's over, Papi. It's over. Are we going to see the mech? I hope not. Don't show us the mech, Papi. Not like this. Oh, here we go. We are getting into potentially the final game here of the series. I'm nervous, Papi. I'm nervous. What are we going to go for as spawning? In the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan. Down in this series, up against the wall, looking to fight back here and now. It is HonMonO. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player. The Filipino Zerg, one game away from becoming this week's champion. It is EnDerr. And HonMonO, interesting, he's going for a low ground Rax. Are we going for a 2-Rax opener? I would be all for that. I have not seen HonMonO whip this out before. Of course, this is a very popular build, especially amongst, I was going to say amongst the Korean scene, but no, amongst Terrans worldwide at this point. Yeah, he's going for a 2-Rax. Pulling a bit of a Beyond here. Meanwhile, EnDerr back at home, going for a very aggressive opener, going for a gas into his spawning pool, into his hatchery. So with this gas first build from EnDerr, he can rush into Link Speed. He can also go in, I mentioned this earlier, he can go into a Bane Bust, he can go into a Roach Rush. But the last time we saw EnDerr do this, he only prioritized Link Speed, which was really interesting. Link Speed will work wonders here against the Reapers of HonMonO. Thank you. Shout out to Tater Tutor in the chat for gifting a sub to Torment7. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate the support. Always, Papi. Always. As we are nearing the end of the tournament, Reapers are coming out. Again, we should only make 3 Reapers and then transition into a CC into our follow-up. Lings are going to be avoiding those Reapers, and EnDerr, has he seen this, by the way? He has not scouted the wall. He's been a little bit too preoccupied looking for proxies. Oh, this is not going to be ideal for EnDerr whatsoever. The Lings show up, but the wall is solid. They have to back off. Now, there's a bit of a give and take here. So because we have a full wall here, HonMonO, he is safe against Ling aggression in the early game. But because EnDerr went for fast gas, he has really fast Link Speed, so these Reapers don't have as much map control. Once Link Speed kicks in, these Reapers are not long for this world, so HonMonO has to be very careful. He did scout the opener for the most part. He saw how delayed the hatchery was, so he should be aware that Link Speed is going to be kicking in faster than normal. So he has to be very careful with this. Dips into the main, but is forced out. Back at home, we're getting into our add-ons. It is going to be bio play. We're getting into a 3cc 2-on-1 once again. Again, this has become the standard of TVZ. Really risen in popularity over the past, what, 8 months? The entire year of StarCraft, basically. And we'll see how this all shapes up. My eyes are really on EnDerr more than anything, just because we have seen in a more straight up macro game, HonMonO does have an edge. I would kind of favor HonMonO if he's able to get into 2 base and even 3 base saturation. And And EnDerr is going to be reacting here, responding with an Eva Chamber, going for fast +1 carapace. He's going for his Bailey Nest. Interesting. So, yeah, I mean, he did have an abundance of gas to work with, so he had extra gas to go into these upgrades and his Bailey Nest before the lair. But he should be working on that lair next. And so far, things are settling down a little bit. EnDerr is free to drone for a couple of moments here, as it's going to take a little bit longer until these medevacs come out, until Stim is done, before HonMonO can really be active on the map. As EnDerr is droning as hard as he can. Do see a scan into the main, doesn't see too much at all, which is a bit of a tell at least. It does confirm that we don't have the additional gases in the main. And here we go, the drop is moving out. Bit of a delayed lair from EnDerr, but against a 2-on-1 variation, I think that's okay. Just prioritizing +1 carapace. Oh, that is going to supply block EnDerr for a little bit though. This double jump is going to be threatening that third base. EnDerr heavily supply blocked, is actually getting ready for a Ling counterattack, and HonMonO is not in position. Here we go, the drop comes in. So does that Ling run by. Oof. A lot of SCVs are going to be going down. 4 in total. And HonMonO's push clears up creep, but not much else. And from here, EnDerr, he can stabilize. Getting into his 3-base economy. 4th is on the way. So far, really standard stuff out of EnDerr. I love it. I mentioned this in the previous series, in the previous best of 3 between these two players. I was like, I want to see EnDerr in a more standard macro game. I want to see him go toe to toe with HonMonO. I want to believe that he can do it, and that's kind of what we're seeing. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. No fast lairs, no 2-base Spire. Straight up Ling Bane versus Bio. Good target firing onto that medevac. Are looking for a wraparound. But again, without bailing speed, EnDerr, he has to be very delicate with his control. He can't commit too hard. Otherwise, he will lose everything. Queens are being targeted down. Bailing speed still a ways off. HonMonO trading so well here. Oh, but did I speak too soon? Up! HonMonO is able to evacuate just in time. Gets the hell out of there. Looking at the units lost tab, you can see, oh my god, the efficiency. 3 Marines and 1 medevac for 39 Lings. Very good trades. But a big reason for that was because the lair was delayed. That means bailing speed was delayed as well. Things do go for a big run by, but the wall is a wall. SimCity's a little bit messy, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. As he does defend. And EnDerr is not going Ling Bane Muta. He's going Ling Bane into Hydras. Which again, very standard. Nothing too crazy. Bailing speed is now done, so EnDerr's going to have a bit of an easier time engaging. Widow Mines have arrived. We're looking for some... Up! Oh, do retarget. Big connections on Lings, but the Bailings do survive. But this is a scary moment for EnDerr. HonMonO does have a massive army supply lead. Widow Mine did get targeted down. Do have another force moving out towards the left-hand side. And this is what I was talking about earlier. This is what we saw in Game 1 of HonMonO versus EnDerr in that best of 3 series, where HonMonO just pulled EnDerr apart and snowballed out of control. There he is. He's coming in from the left-hand side as well, forcing EnDerr to split up his army. Widow Mine's going to make things a little bit complicated. Ah, the Overlords. Oh, that is going to supply block EnDerr. Oh, a heavy supply block as well. He's trying to engage, but those Reapers are coming into play. These mines have been so annoying. So frustrating for EnDerr to deal with. And we can see HonMonO just pushing on forward even further. Oh, he's going to lose the medevac. As HonMonO is working on his 4th CC. Oh, we have some flanking Hydras. Another medevac goes down. EnDerr getting some momentum. Does catch some reinforcements. Is going to rotate over between the bases. HonMonO having a hard time keeping up with the SimCities working in his favor. And there are just too many choke points, but EnDerr does put off some links. He does bust into the main. Oof. Even forcing some friendly fire. And damage is being done. This is forcing HonMonO back home. And this is giving EnDerr the breathing room he needs to actually establish this 4th base and hopefully work on a 5th. Meanwhile, EnDerr, he rotates around and catches more SCVs here at the 4th of HonMonO. Yeah, and really nice pickoffs. And EnDerr is going straight into his hive. The station bit's done. Oh, these banelings are not going to finish. Oh, some of them will, thankfully. Marines that were pulled back. Meanwhile, another Ling run by though, but it does run into a bunker. And Lings aren't going to find too much damage. HonMonO rotating around. Has now maxed out. EnDerr looking for a surround. Getting ready to come in from behind. Oh, and I think HonMonO does see this coming. He is being boxed in. He's going to get the hell out of here. And as HonMonO distracts the army on the right-hand side, he's coming in with reinforcements on the left. And EnDerr does see it ahead of time. Forcing friendly fire. He's going to be able to clean up that force, but does he have enough on the left? I feel like EnDerr, he sent out too much. Yeah, he's being broken. This hatchery is going to fall. Yeah, EnDerr just misjudging the army size. Sends too much of his army over towards the left-hand side. And EnDerr is knocked down to 4 bases. And even base count with the Terran. EnDerr is down in the economy. Oof. Yeah, and this is becoming too much. Big mine shot goes off. I mean, EnDerr does have Vipers on the way, and Vipers could change like the sway of this fight. They could sway things in EnDerr's favor, but he needs time. Like, the Vipers are just now coming out, so they need to gather energy. They're not ready for this. Other mines. Ugh. Big connections on the Hydras, and yeah, EnDerr is hurting. The Vipers are coming in, but they don't have energy to really do much of anything. Yeah, Vipers are being focused down. Big Widowmine connections as well. And HonMonO has done it. We are going to the ace match. Laser coming in. The army is heavily overstimmed, to be fair. But it's too much. It's just a little bit too much. +2 is denied. We have any Vipers remaining? We do not. All the Vipers were killed. Not a single spell was used. HonMonO kites the army back into those Widow Mines. And he is in the driver's seat. Something that he desperately wanted out of the series previously. GG gets called, and HonMonO will take game number 4. And we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 5. Let's go. Let's go, Poppy. Let's go. Game number 5. The final game of the series and of the tournament. It all comes down to this. Oh, and it's going to be a hard choice here. Last game is going to be on either Neo Humanity or Gressvan. Alright, it's going to be Neo Humanity. Oh boy. Now, we saw what happened last time we loaded into Neo Humanity. EnDerr did go for a Roach Rush on this map and did contain HonMonO to one base for a very long time. Are we going to see that again? And here we go. And here we go. We're spawning in to the final game here of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Number 8, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity. We have the South Korean Terran living in the land of Japan, bringing it all the way to the ace match. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Filipino Zerg player being forced into the ace match here in that last game, looking to bring it all back. It is EnDerr. My eyes are on EnDerr. Again, the last time we were here, he did go for a really fast gas geyser. He went for a gas first, into a fast Roach Warren, into a Roach Rush, which, sorry, I should say a Ravager Rush, which contained HonMonO on one base. He was stuck here for a very long time, slowly regaining control of his natural, slowly taking his third, and HonMonO was forced into mech at the time. And, yeah, it was just a really hard game for HonMonO. He had a really hard time establishing himself and catching back up. It was something that he was never able to really do. And yeah, I mean, clearly we're not seeing a repeat. Clearly we're not seeing, you know, a prioritization of gas or anything like that, but I'm sure that is in the back of HonMonO's mind. Likewise, EnDerr has also seen that HonMonO is willing to play mech as well. So if that does come out, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise for him. I do think that's something that EnDerr was expecting on Babylon, and why he ended up canceling that Roach Warren when he saw the Marines. So we'll see. We'll see how this all turns out. But now, Fresh Reaper does make it out. He's going to be looking to harass, and up, does barely not get the drone. Oh my, he wants it. He gets it. The drone does go down. Oh, so far, a good start for HonMonO. He's always so meticulous with his first Reaper, with his Reaper control. Very careful with it. He has to be careful not to overextend. Does pull back. Speaking of, back at home, HonMonO is going for a faster TC. Now, this doesn't have to lead into a 2-1-1, but there we go. A second Rax is thrown down. We're not seeing mech. Let's go. No mech this time. It's going to be by play out of HonMonO. And again, he's good at it. He's damn strong with it, as we saw in the last game. The most honorable of honorables. Let's go. Is going to be confirming the third base of EnDerr. Likewise, EnDerr hasn't really done anything too crazy either. He pulled out a gas, link speed is kicking in, he's getting his third, he's droning. Everything so far is looking on the up and up from our Zerg player as well. And again, if we do end up in this more standard game, I do have to favor HonMonO. You know, his bio play has really been a thorn in EnDerr's side. Like, EnDerr has been really struggling to deal with him, to keep up with his drop play, with his harass, with his pushes. I still want to believe it. Maybe I am on Kirby when I'm like, I want to see EnDerr go Ling main Hydra again. An interesting choice here. EnDerr's going to be a little bit greedier. And I do think this is good against a 3cc opener. What I mean by that, EnDerr is going to be delaying his lair. Two Evo chambers are thrown down for 1-1. So we're going to be rushing into these upgrades, delaying lair, which means we have delayed banelings and delayed baneling speed in favor of a stronger army earlier on. And there it is. +1 at melee and a carapace are on the way. And because the Terran player is going for a faster TC, this is something that you can do to kind of keep up with the greed of the Terran. And as a result, EnDerr will be ahead in those upgrades, at least initially. Behind this, now we have the Baneling Nest. Eventually, we should be working towards that lair. Now, obviously, there is going to be a period here where HonMonO, he has Stim and his opponent doesn't have Baneling speed. And he can try to maybe out-control and out-trade EnDerr. Hello? As we do see the boys being pulled, quite a couple of SCVs being pulled here just to repair those SCVs. But they're just really topping them up as they transfer over towards the third. It's an interesting sight. Regardless, HonMonO is going to be pushing out, clearing up a lot of this creep. Here we go. Oh my god, we even have an armory with this push as well, so we do have some Hellbats. Banelings are done, but they don't have speed. The Mind Shot up. Mind Shot is going to be going off onto those queens. Do we have enough to hold on the Banelings? They do a decent job at connecting with the Hellbats at least. And we have more Banelings where that came from. The queens are standing strong for now. We have 22 more Lings on the way, and EnDerr should be able to hold. HonMonO wasn't all in by any means. Again, he is saturating his third base. It's getting up and running. We're just adding a little bit more spice here to the push with that armory. And he did well for himself. Got 2 queens, traded well with the Lings. Very efficient trade so far by HonMonO. As back at home, he's getting into his 2-2 now that the armory is done. And EnDerr is weathering the storm. I'm not going to say has weathered yet. Interesting, EnDerr isn't saturating his fourth. He's barely saturated his third even, on staying on 60 workers even. But this may be worth it. A massive Ling counterattack busts into the natural base. A lot of SCVs are going to be going down. So many workers are falling. We don't have WCS Game Heart, but we can count. And we've already lost 11 workers. We even dive on top of these Marines. These are 1-1 Lings. They don't trade too badly. And I would say this was pretty necessary damage, as EnDerr is going back into droning. Back into his economy. There it is. Infestation Pit is on the way for Hive Tech. But I do feel like HonMonO still has quite a lot going for him. At least Baneling Speed is done at this point, so EnDerr, he can go toe-to-toe with this army, as long as he's able to avoid those Widow Mines. I am worried about the Widow Mines. Oh. First shot goes off. EnDerr is holding. He's been able to drone up to 80. Oof, another massive mine shot though. Does connect. But EnDerr now has a decent economy. He's working towards his infestation bit, towards his hive. Eventually Adrenal in 3-3. He can even go towards lurkers. I don't know if EnDerr is really a lurker player. I don't know if that's really his style, but there we go. Lurker Den is on the way. And honestly, that's something that he was missing in the last game. Especially considering how aggressive HonMonO is as a player. I do think lurkers would benefit EnDerr quite a lot. Here we go. The push is upon us. Banelings are rolling on in. Decent connections. Ooh, but a big mine shot goes off. Shout out to Air Orange in the chat. Airblade Orange. Thank you so much for resubscribing. It's been a while, Poppy. It's been a while. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. So HonMonO is going for a double drop here on the right-hand side. His main army rotating over towards the left. As things go on, like again, EnDerr, he's edging ever closer to those lurkers. There we go, 5 lurkers are in production. HonMonO still has a massive army supply lead. He could still break EnDerr, but he goes for the scan. He does get eyes on the lurkers. And that should force out, I imagine, a Ghost Academy. Up. As the lurkers have arrived, one of them does get sniped. Same time, HonMonO going for a double drop into the natural, but EnDerr was waiting for it. He shuts it down. Forces the pickup into the main. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he's going to be avoiding those lurkers. Going to be rotating around instead. Cleaning up a lot of these tumors. Up. And another lurker goes down. EnDerr has to be careful. He's been bleeding out a lot of them. EnDerr is down to only 3 lurkers. Meanwhile, that's a kill, not a cancel on that hatchery. HonMonO doing a great job at containing his opponent. Now here we go. There is that Ghost Academy. 2 more factories as well. HonMonO is going to be turtling. The goal here to try to cut the map in half. But before that happens, EnDerr's pushing out. Oh, he's trying to at least. As HonMonO is diving into the natural base. Oh, EnDerr a bit out of position. The mineral line is exposed, but the drones will survive. As HonMonO drops into the main. Again, the goal here is just HonMonO, he's just trying to buy time, distract EnDerr while he's building up his ghosts. And I mentioned earlier with these tanks, with these factories, we have tank production on the way. We have turrets, tank lines, sensor towers. Now, even though HonMonO is getting ready to cut the map in half, he at least still has a very large mobile force with these Marines and Marauders, so he's being active. I appreciate it. He's being active, he's trying to be active on the map. But this is the power of neo-humanity, the Sim City here. The defender's advantage is pretty good. As Banelings are rolling on in. Big snipe on one of those lurkers. You can see EnDerr trying to collapse on this army, but he loses a little bit too much. A lot of depots did go down though, so HonMonO is heavily supply blocked. Oh, he's going to be supply blocked for a while. HonMonO, he has such a large bank, but he just can't spend his money. Meanwhile, EnDerr remaxing. Plenty more lurkers are coming out. Up to 14. Oh. Let me checking the base on the left-hand side. As HonMonO expands over the right. Oof. And yeah, we're gonna be calming down. We're gonna be slowing down, Papi. And I worry now because EnDerr does have a decent composition for the time being. Lingbane, Hydra Lurker, it's not bad whatsoever. But it's not amazing at breaking these entrenched positions. And here we go, he's gonna try to dive on these ghosts. A couple of the ghosts are gonna go down, but this army gets cleaned up. Meanwhile, we do have a Nidus into the main base, but HonMonO, he does react in time, does get a surround, and this Nidus does finish. 4 Lurkers make it in. Have another Nidus on the way. EnDerr going for a bit of a Hail Mary play. He wants to try to camp the production. He is forcing a big reaction, forcing the entire army of HonMonO back home. That does create an opening here on the front lines, and EnDerr is pulling HonMonO apart. Planetary is going to be going down. The entire army has to run back over to the center of the map. Planetary will fall. Queens are waddling on in. I'm not too sure how necessary that is, but the Queens will go down. They can't transfuse off creep. But EnDerr is taking down these factories. Rotating over once again and getting on top of the turrets, the sensor towers. EnDerr may be overextending a little bit. I am concerned he's just bleeding out a little bit too much. Drop on the left-hand side is going to be going down. Hatchery will fall. EnDerr is denying this 5th. And HonMonO is stuck on a 3-base economy. He needs another base up and running. And even though, yes, HonMonO did take down the hatchery, not the most important base for EnDerr. Hydras are getting picked off. Pretty efficient trade here from HonMonO, but again, he just needs another base. He needs a CC. Oh, he's floating over his main. That's how desperate the situation is. This is his main, by the way, which he still hasn't landed. So he is double expanding. HonMonO, I just realized he's down to 41 SCVs. He hasn't been able to produce. But he may be able to if he gets these orbitals up and running. No planetaries. Bold move. Meanwhile, EnDerr has remaxed. Again, it was just one move. The Nidus into the main did so much for EnDerr. It didn't just trade efficiently. It didn't just, distract HonMonO, but it just created a big opening. Now suddenly HonMonO is on the back foot. And here we go, EnDerr getting ready for another big attack. No Vipers out of EnDerr. Oh, no, sorry, never mind. I assumed there weren't, but we do have 3 Vipers. So he's going to be able to engage. He can push in, he can Blinding Cloud, Power Bomb even. Does have an army designed to break this position, but the longer he waits, we have a line of turrets on the way. More tanks, more Widow Mines. Here we go, EnDerr. He wants to try to collapse in from multiple angles. Ghosts are going for the snipes. Oh, the EMP doesn't quite connect. And EnDerr, he's collapsing on this army. He takes down the tanks. Lingbane is not quite connecting with the ghosts, but I will take down enough of them. Every ghost goes down. EnDerr has done it. He has broken the army here of HonMonO. I was worried that he wouldn't be able to pull it off, but he does even wedge himself in between these bases, pushing into the natural, gaining access to the main, to the production. HonMonO, he did well for himself, making it this far, going all the way to the grand finals, to the ace match for a rematch. But GG gets called, and EnDerr does it. He takes game number 5, and he's going to be this week's Tenacious Turtle Tussle champion. Oh my god. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to EnDerr for bringing it back in the end. Things were looking a little bit dire for him, even in this game as well. It did feel like his transition to lurkers were a little bit delayed, and even when we had them, we saw them being sniped one after the other. HonMonO, he was getting a little map control, but we saw that again the Nidus into the main base. It wasn't like it did so much for EnDerr, just taking control of the map, crippling the economy of HonMonO. He was knocked down to 41 workers, and he was never able to recover in his economy and able to stabilize in his army as a result. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to EnDerr. Oh my god, as he, I believe, has walked the royal road. This is his first time, showing. This is his first time in this tournament series, and he's our champion. GG. GG, well played. I gotta message the players. Dude needs to message the players, but yeah, this is EnDerr's debut in this tournament series, and he becomes our champion. It wasn't an easy road, to be fair, as we just have a look at the bracket overall. Oh, I should update the challenge even. One moment. Should update the challenge. But yeah, very back and forth finals. Did go the distance. And yeah, HonMonO versus EnDerr, they went to the ace match the first time they faced in a best of 3, and they went to the ace match again in the best of 5 as well. So yeah, really back and forth between these two players. I do think they are pretty evenly matched. They both have their own strengths and weaknesses, of course, but I appreciate that EnDerr was able to show off more macro play here in the final game. He didn't rely on any kind of big Roach all-in or Ling Bane all-in or anything like that, or any kind of cheeky, aggressive gas first opener. Yeah, it was much more standard and straight up, which was really cool. I appreciate it. Do appreciate it here from EnDerr. GG. Well played. Well played. And with that, we have our champion. Congratulations. If you are interested in more of this tournament series, it's every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks we try to host this. We have had to postpone and reschedule a couple of times just because we don't have enough check-ins. We need at least 6 players, and today we had exactly 6 players for this tournament. Hopefully we can get some more next time. Hopefully we can get a little bit more traction. This week, Trigger, Estrella, Future, they weren't available. Vindicta wasn't available either. So a lot of the other big NA names weren't able to be here. Instead, more of a Southeast Asia centric tournament. This week at least. This week. Oh, and yeah, with that, GG, well played. A shout out to both EnDerr and HonMonO. They both walk away with some money today. Special shout out to Casimir for having a deep run, for Ranger for also waking up early for this tournament, and for 11 and Spixie Gumbo as well. Thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate being a part of this. And yeah, with that, we are not done for today. We have another cast in 8 hours. Oh my god, it's in just under 8 hours. We have Masters Coliseum, day number 6, I believe, and I'm going to be casting that alongside Yakuzaku. So I'm going to be getting some sleep and getting some rest before that tournament. Yeah, hopefully I'm able to get some rest there in time for that. But we're not done yet. Even though we have a cast later on tonight, we do have some replays. We do have some viewer submitted replays that we are going to be going over. So if you are interested in sticking around, it's not going to be pro play, more like Masters or Diamond level gameplay instead. But some community members in the chat did request their replays to be casted, and we are more than willing to oblige. So we have two games to go over. One from Frost and one from Siler in the chat. So we are going to be going over those. I'll be doing my best. So we're going to be going on a short break, and I'll set up all the overlays and get ready for that. But before that, if you want to support this tournament series, the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, then you can do so through Patreon. You can see our goal just under us there, 300 USD a month. That's how much we currently spend on our tournaments throughout the month, every single month. And we're trying to have it be community funded and hopefully grow a tournament as well. Think of like KSL. If you're familiar with the Korean StarCraft League with KSL, it's very similar to that, where we want to get it fully funded and then, you know, grow the prize pool from there and hopefully pay out to more players and have our tournament be more consistent over time. So a very similar setup. Likewise, you can get replay packs as well by becoming a subscriber on Twitch or also by becoming a patron. So yeah, we do send out a lot of replay packs, not just from this tournament, but from many tournaments we cast throughout the week. We cast every day. We have a lot of replays. We have a lot of casting. Yeah, you can support us there if you wish. Otherwise, if you only are interested in pro StarCraft gameplay, then again, that's going to be in 8 hours. 8 hours from now, we're going to be live with players like, you know what, I can just tell you guys, who's a part of this group? Who is a part of this group? It's gonna be Group C Day 2, so I believe we're gonna be featuring Solar. Yes, we're gonna be featuring Solar, Ragnarok, Spirit, Beyond, Hero Marine, and Nightmare. So if you're interested in those players, we got you covered tonight. In 7 hours and 40 minutes. Oh god. Not too long at all, not too long, and I do need to get some sleep before that. Do need to get some rest. Also predictions. How could I forget? Predictions are of course closed. So I'm going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll have some viewer replays for you. So stick around, stick around. Until then, hasta luego, papi, hasta luego. Stay tuned to the lovely Brood War OST. Let's go.